Most electric SUVs today feel predictable, quiet, efficient, but not something that truly excites you. They do everything right on paper, but somehow they all start to feel exactly the same. And after a while, you stop noticing them completely, like they just blend into the background. But every once in a while, something different comes along, something that makes you look again. And this is one of those cars, something that quietly stands apart without trying too hard. This is the all-new 2026 BMW iX3, and it represents a completely new chapter for BMW. Because this car isn't just about going electric, it's about redefining the entire driving experience. It's about design, technology, and the feeling you get every time you sit behind the wheel. At first glance, it might look simple, but the more you look, the more you start to notice. The front design feels clean and modern, not aggressive, not overdone, just confident in its presence. There's a sense of precision here. Every line and surface feels carefully thought through and intentional. The lighting design especially stands out, sharp, detailed, and unmistakably BMW, even at a glance. And then there's the paint, ocean wave blue, shifting beautifully depending on how the light hits it. In softer light, it feels calm and subtle, but under the sun, it comes alive with depth. From the side, the car feels smooth and sculpted, with no unnecessary lines or distractions. Reflections move naturally across the body, almost like the surface is constantly changing as you move. At the rear, the design stays clean, with sharp lighting that adds just the right amount of character. It's not trying to grab attention instantly. Instead, it grows on you the longer you look. And that's what makes it feel premium, not loud design, but thoughtful, refined simplicity. Step inside, and immediately the entire experience changes. This feels modern in a completely different way. The steering wheel, the layout, the materials, everything feels clean, minimal, and carefully designed. The screens come to life smoothly, not flashy, not overwhelming, just sharp, fluid, and easy to follow. The interface feels intuitive. You don't need to think too much. It just responds naturally. Even the center console feels refined, a mix of textures and surfaces that feel both modern and premium. And then there's the ambient lighting, subtle during the day, but stunning when the light drops. The seats are comfortable and supportive, designed more for real driving than just showroom appeal. In the back, there's plenty of space, clean layout, good visibility, and a sense of openness. The panoramic roof adds to that feeling, letting natural light flow through the entire cabin. Overall, it doesn't feel complicated. It feels calm, balanced, and very easy to live with. Out on the road, the iX3 feels instantly smooth, almost like it's gliding rather than driving. There's no engine noise, no vibration, just a quiet, controlled sense of movement. And that silence actually changes the way you experience speed. It feels more relaxed, more refined. Through corners, the car stays composed. No drama, no sudden movements, just clean, stable control. Even at lower angles, you can feel how planted the car is. Everything feels connected to the road. From the driver's perspective, visibility is clear, and the cabin remains calm and distraction-free. Small steering inputs feel precise, giving you confidence without needing to think too much. As you keep driving, you start to notice how effortless everything feels, almost second nature. Even in slightly rough conditions, the car stays controlled, absorbing imperfections without losing balance. And over time, that smoothness becomes addictive. It's the kind of driving you don't want to stop. When you press the accelerator, the response is immediate, smooth power delivered without any delay. There's no buildup, no waiting, just a clean surge forward that feels effortless and controlled. Inside, the speed builds quietly, almost deceptively, because everything still feels calm and stable. When slowing down, the car feels just as composed. Braking is smooth, progressive, and easy to control. You can feel the grip through the wheels, holding the road confidently, even during tighter turns. On long, sweeping curves, the car stays balanced with no sudden shifts or instability. Every input feels natural. Acceleration, braking, steering, all working together seamlessly. Even at higher speeds, the car remains planted, never feeling nervous or unpredictable. It's not trying to feel aggressive, it's focused on being smooth, controlled, and consistently reliable. And that's what defines its performance, not raw intensity, but quiet, confident capability. In everyday life, this is where the iX3 really starts to make sense: simple, practical, and easy to use. Even something like the door opening feels smooth, small details that add to the overall experience. Inside, there's enough space for your daily essentials, whether it's work, travel, or just routine driving. The rear seats feel comfortable and usable, not just for short trips, but longer journeys as well. The boot opens wide and easily, giving you a practical space that actually works in real situations. Loading items feels effortless, with enough room for luggage, groceries, or weekend travel needs. Inside the cabin, storage is well thought out. Everything has its place without feeling cluttered. And being electric, charging becomes part of the routine, but here it feels simple and seamless. Even at night, the car feels calm and easy to live with. Nothing feels complicated or overwhelming. Overall, it's designed for real life, not just for show, but for everyday usability. Technology plays a big role here, but it never feels overwhelming or difficult to understand. The system responds quickly: smooth animations, fast inputs, and everything feels instantly accessible. Even the ambient lighting adds to the experience, subtle changes that make the cabin feel alive. Features like automatic parking work quietly in the background, helping without taking away control from the driver. The camera system is clear and precise, giving you confidence in tight spaces and tricky situations. At night, the lighting technology really stands out: clean beams and excellent visibility ahead. The HUD-up display keeps important information right in your line of sight, simple and effective. Even touch controls feel responsive, with subtle feedback that make them easier to use. Driving assistance systems work smoothly, helping without taking away control from the driver. Overall, the technology feels refined, not distracting, just quietly making everything better. After spending time with it, you start to understand what this car is really about. It's not trying to impress you instantly, it reveals itself slowly the more you experience it. Even standing still, it has presence, a quiet confidence that doesn't need attention. The details, the finish, the way light moves across the surface, it all feels carefully crafted. And on the road, it carries that same feeling: calm, controlled, and effortlessly smooth. As the day fades into night, the car almost feels like it transforms with the environment. The lighting becomes more defined, sharper, more focused, adding to its character. Even the smallest details stand out, especially when everything else fades into darkness. And in that moment, you realize this car isn't trying to be anything extreme. It's focused on balance, on getting everything just right, without overcomplicating the experience. Because real progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle, and incredibly refined. And maybe that's what the future of driving should feel like. Not more, just better.